Welcome back to Right Answers Mostly, a podcast on what you didn't learn in history class, but you really wanted to. That's Tess Bellomo.
That's Claire Donna.
Oh, we're improv. I switched it up on her. Immediately.
You got to be quick on your feet, you know?
You have to be. You have to be.
Jesus.
Tess, how the hell are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Good?
I have had a good week.
Oh, we love that.
I got a massage last night.
Fuck. I want a massage so bad.
It's a cheap but like good massage at that place. I'm gonna send you the information. She like walked all over me.
Did she walk on your back?
She did some crazy shit.
See, I'm like, do a backflip on me. I'm ready to go.
Everything
break
was so,
me.
Like, I mean, truly, there was one point where I was like, "Are you gonna break my neck?" Where she just like went like side to side, and you could like hear it
did
crack.
she crack? Oh my god!
Oh, my whole body cracks.
No, I'm signing up for this.
I feel good. I feel like rested today.
Oh, that's so nice.
But
Tess and I are dressed in red, white, and blue.
We are. We look very cute.
We do. Because I wanted to. We used to dress in theme for the episodes. We haven't done that in so long.
I know. We used to do it like almost every time.
Every time. I mean, we wore bonnets for the Donner Party.
That was some of our best work.
I completely agree.
The early 2000s, we really committed to it.
That one we did. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, we're trying to give you our best patriotic look because today we are covering the Olympics. Tess, what do you know about the Olympics? How do you feel about the Olympics?
I really love watching the Olympics.
Same.
Like you said it best the other day when you were like, it's really the only time I feel patriotic.
There's like other times, no, but then like Simone Biles does a floor routine and I'm like, I bleed red, white, and blue.
It's just like it's, you know, I love the community. I love a time where people just gather and they're just like all rooting. It's like, it's very positive. I've always liked the Olympics. I am more of an Winter Olympics girly.
So I'm definitely summer.
I know.
So that's why we're going to balance each other out today.
I know. I like watching the ice skating.
She's an ice skating girl.
You know, Tara Lipinski in 97 is what made me want to be a figure skater.
Is she the one that she did Once Upon a
She
December?
did, yeah, Anastasia. And she was like the youngest to win an Olympic figure skating gold medal. She's 14.
Really? God, that is crazy.
14!
14 and you've already won an Olympic medal.
I don't think I even like...
No, it's crazy.
So Olympics are... I love, but I just don't know like anything about the history. I don't know like drama.
Oh, we've got some drama in here that we'll talk about.
Thank God.
For sure. Obviously, you guys know. I also love any event that like makes people stop and like watch around the world. Anything that like makes you not have to do work because, you know, people are watching the Olympics. I feel like it's like lighter in the office with people.
Yeah, there's just something like there's a pep in your step.
Yeah.
There's a positivity in the atmosphere.
There's hope.
How long do the Olympics go on? Like this year?
Oh, it's from Friday, July 26th to Sunday, August 11th. So it's over like, how many days is that? I don't know. You guys know.
You guys count for
Look
us.
at your calendar. I'm not looking at one right now.
We grow tired.
Yeah.
So fun.
I know. I can't wait. I guess one more question. If you could be a professional athlete competing in the Olympics for winter and for summer, what would be your sport?
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna go like outside the box.
Okay.
I'm gonna is there snowboarding?
Yes.
Okay. Like it's always been like if I had like an alternate life, I would want to be like a cool like snowboarding girl. Like when Kristen Cavallari goes to Mammoth and Laguna Beach with her extensions.
It's like a woman snowboarding is so hot.
I would want to like do that.
Why? You wouldn't choose figure skating.
Well, I want to do something that's like not the obvious answer. And also
okay.
I had my time with figure skating and you guys know what they told me. I was too big.
Well, that's bullshit.
And just didn't train enough to be able to, you know.
Yeah.
So I'd say snowboarding and then...
Hot Tess. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it's always been like, I wish I could be that girl. You know what I mean?
I've been saying.
And then for summer, God, I don't know. Maybe swimming.
Swimming. She's a swimmer. I didn't know that you liked watching swimming so much.
I do like watch. I just find it crazy, and I actually really like to swim. And I could like be in the pool for hours, and like I used to sometimes do like swim as cardio.
I love like a dog paddle, and then like I'm good. You know,
like yeah. I mean, it's so hard, but I just like love being in the water. So I'm gonna say swimming.
Okay, so she's doing snowboarding and swimming.
What would you do?
I think for winter, I would do either snowboarding or what's the thing where they're like sweeping. They're sweeping.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I would not do that.
You guys hurdling.
No. You guys are like screaming about it at home. That's a strange sport. I would probably do snowboarding or figure skating.
Love.
And then for summer, I would probably do like track and field or gymnastics.
I could see you being a volleyball girl too.
Volleyball, I would take it. Volleyball is like a humiliating sport if you're not good at it, though.
God, I tried in 8th grade. I think our team was the worst that they had seen in like 50 years. We never won a game. We were literally all like,
Do you get asked if you're a volleyball player when you're out and about?
people always thought I was a volleyball player at college.
Yeah.
Just because tall. It's
Tall
girl
girls.
energy.
Yeah. But so if you guys are needing some backups, USA, you just call us.
Yeah. We can commit. We want to go to Olympic Village and like party.
We do. Okay, so that's actually one of the things I put in my notes. I was like, one day Ram should cover the Olympics. Like, we should go to where they are. But I said only if it's fun. Like, we'll make it fun. But NBC, call us.
Like, we would go if like we could like wake up and like have like a cute breakfast.
Yes, and like no time constraints. Like, we'll just go to the first event that like we want to show up to.
We want like a box, and we
Yes.
want like Bloody Marys in the morning.
Yes.
And espresso martinis at night.
Exactly. And then we'll like interview some of the professional athletes. We'll have some former professional athletes like telling us what's actually going on. And then we'll cover it in our own words.
We'll do it if you want that.
Yeah. So any broadcasting network, you just give us a call.
We're always here for PR packages.
We'll be ready. For LA in 2028.
Oh my God, that's right.
This is perfect. But let's talk about the Olympics and what we're here for.
Yes.
What a chaotic start. Okay. The Olympics, honey. That's why I titled my notes. So I have a lot of sources. I went near and far on the internet. So we have Southern Utah University, an article from there.
Oh.
Our mother, history.com. Finally.
Scary mommy.
Scary mommy. And I'm like having to deal with the fact, because to me, she was always like comforting. And I'm having to deal with the fact that she is scary mommy.
Once you see it, you can't unsee like what she gives us.
You can never unsee it. And then our stepfather, Wikipedia, of course.
Yes.
The International Olympics Committee, Women's Wear Daily.
Oh.
And the Today Show.
Oh, Women's Wear Daily is really chic of you.
Women's Wear I know, because we're talking about uniforms later.
Oh,
We're talking fashion. Babe, this episode has history, it has gossip, it has scandal, and it has fashion.
Oh, it's for the girlies.
It is for the girlies. So let's chat about the Olympics, shall we?
Let's do it.
Well, the Olympics started with the ancient Olympics, Tess, from 8th century BC. Anytime there's BC involved,
It makes me feel sick to my stomach.
same. It's crazy. So 8th century BC to 4th century AD. The ancient Olympic Games were held every 4 years in between August 6th and September 19th during a religious festival that honored the god Zeus, who was the king of the gods. So like Zeus is the reason for the season.
I mean, Zeus can get it.
Homeboy could definitely get it. Like, you know, he's big and strong.
I mean, he can just like, yeah.
One of my favorite Disney movies is Hercules.
She's a Hercules girly.
I mean, God, the soundtrack is just so good.
I wish I loved it.
I wish you did too.
But maybe I should watch it again.
And then Danny DeVito, I think you would really like it.
I feel like there's something dark about it to me. I'll give another try.
We digress.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Hercules, legend has it that Hercules, who's Zeus's son, their family tree, and this mortal woman called Alcmene. Guys, if I get these like old ancient Greek names wrong,
you just say it.
Yeah, that's not what you're here for.
No, don't even comment about it.
Please. So Alcmene, I think is her name. They founded, Hercules and her founded the games, and the games became so important to Greek culture that they became the basis for their calendar, which like their calendar was based off of every 4 years, known as an Olympiad.
Oh,
Yeah.
So like nothing else mattered.
Literally nothing
Time
else
stood
mattered
still.
for the Olympics. So they called it the Olympics because the games were at this place called Olympia, which is a sacred site located near the western coast of the Peloponnese Peninsula in southern Greece.
Chic.
Yeah, which is still there today. So scholars estimate that perhaps more than 50,000 people traveled to Olympia for the games during the height of their popularity, which is like, that's a lot of people considering like there can't have been that.
I think about the population. It's like everyone.
They said that, yeah, literally everyone. They said that was at the height of their popularity in the 2nd century AD. So it's like not BC anymore, but like still.
Oh my God.
So many people are going to Olympia. And once they made it there, it was like much like what the hosting cities are like now. It was a bustling bazaar. People were eating, drinking, gossiping. They were doing business together. Like it was a tourist attraction.
Fun.
And then originally the games were only one day, and there was only one competition that day, and it was a running competition. The first written records of the ancient Olympic Games date to 776 BC, when a cook named Korobis won the only event, which was a 193-meter foot race called the Stade. And Stade is the original name for stadium.
Wow, I didn't expect running to be the first thing. I don't know
Yeah.
what I was picturing.
I
Like
kind of
fighting
see
against each other.
that.
Like wrestling, I thought.
Well, that does come into play, so.
Wow.
So we have a cook named Korobis. He was the first winner. And according to Greek mythology, though, Hercules could run a stadium in one single breath.
Same with me.
Yeah, just like over time, stories get embellished a little bit.
Sure.
For the first decade, it was just like the Stade race. Eventually, it gets more popular. They expand. They make the Olympics more like a 5-day event, and then they add in more events. But who was competing in these games? Competition at first was among only legitimate sons of free-born Greek parents. So both your parents had to be Greek.
And just men.
Oh, yeah, and definitely just men. Definitely just men. So, however, after Macedonia and then Rome conquered Greece, the 10 Olympic judges permitted anyone who spoke Greek to participate. So now that Rome has conquered Greece, they're like, you just have to know Greek.
Okay.
But also still just be a man.
Right.
Married women were not allowed to participate in the games or even show up to the games.
That's so fucked up.
No, they can't even go. Only single women were allowed to go.
Wait, why? They were like, hook up with them.
Well, I wonder that.
Procreate.
I wonder if this had anything to do with it. The athletes competed naked. Which is very homoerotic, no? Like
do you think
wrestling.
Uncomfortable to have your dick swinging around?
I don't
sorry
know.
to be so graphic.
No, but for real, when you're running, don't you think? I know for a woman, ladies, we need sports bras for a reason. You got to hold things up.
The pain.
The pain. So I wonder what it would be like. They were all naked though, so I wonder if they were
chafing too.
The chafing.
They probably were so muscular and skinny they didn't even have any chafing.
Well, so one of the reasons why they wanted to, or that they made it mandatory to compete naked, is because they wanted to show Zeus their physical power and muscular physique. Showing off their bodies also helped intimidate other competitors.
I mean, no kidding. It's especially if you're just totally nude.
I mean, kind of fun to all the single girlies are going to watch these naked guys compete together. Oh yeah.
I mean, I wish we had a memoir from those women. The summer that what Lord knows what happened.
The summer that changed me. Also, apparently Greek heroes were often depicted nude in artwork and sculptures, and it inspired athletes to train harder and win their event. Athletes wanted to be compared to true heroes like Hercules and Achilles. But there was a very strict no cheating rule, Tess. And if you cheated, you were either whipped during the game or you were charged a major fine. And that money that you paid for the fine went to building a statue of Zeus. And then they would inscribe your name on that statue to show that you cheated and put it in the stadium to shame you.
So Zeus never forgets you and he hates you.
Never forgets and he never forgets.
How would you cheat?
It's a great question. I'm not sure, but apparently people did it because they were building statues of Zeus.
I bet people have always cheated.
That's true. So what did you win at the Ancient Olympics? Winners received a cash prize.
Nice.
They would receive a crown made of olive leaves, and when they arrived home, they would be given the equivalent of about $100,000
In this Jesus.
So they were rich, bitch. It was
changed
huge
their
deal.
lives.
It was a huge deal. People would write songs about them, have statues sculpted after them.
Their wives are hope you had fun. Wish I could have been involved in any of this.
It's no, you were not allowed.
Truly.
So it was a huge deal to win because the Greeks also thought that winning led to immortality. So in Greek legends, death was a terrible experience. They believed when you died, it was all over and you spent the rest of eternity in hell, in torture. So this is why Hercules was so idolized, because he was a mortal man who won immortality because of his athletic accomplishments.
Oh, so everyone's let's get behind him.
Exactly. So everyone's we've got to be the best athlete there is so that we don't live forever in hell.
There's always something, isn't there?
The stakes are so high.
Yeah, we're always chasing something to not go to hell.
Exactly.
But it's
Exactly.
at what point?
So it was a big deal. There was also only just first place. But
Oh,
do you know what Olympic athletes win now?
that's a great. I've never thought. Money.
They don't win any money.
Because they know that they'll get a sponsorship to
Yes.
something. But that's actually kind of
I
fucked up.
just think it's crazy. If you win a gold medal, you don't get any money. Of course, you're going to get so many brand deals and stuff.
Has it always been like that?
Ever since the modern Olympics, athletes have not got paid. Isn't that crazy?
Learning these things, like learning like also like that the president doesn't really make like
That much money.
that much money. You're just like, whoa.
It's crazy. And like,
All
yes,
that time for what?
I know. And I know that they'll get like book deals and like they'll get so many endorsement deals, but it's just crazy to think about like you dedicate all this time and you don't get like all modern Olympic athletes get is a medal. And if you don't get a medal, then you don't get anything.
Are they paid during their process by like Nike or something?
Probably.
But still.
I know.
Olympics cheap.
Isn't that crazy?
It's not a cute look. Wow.
Yeah. So the Olympics are crushing it. People are loving it. But then the Romans eventually banned the Olympics in AD 393 after Rome conquered Greece. They like went on for a little bit longer, but they started to like lose their status and their quality declines a lot. And one notorious example from AD 67, Emperor Nero entered an Olympic chariot race only to declare himself the winner even after he fell off of his chariot during the event. But he was like, but I still won.
Oh, sweetheart.
And then in AD 393, Emperor Theodosius the First, he was a Christian, and he called for a ban on all pagan festivals, ending the ancient Olympic tradition after nearly 12 centuries.
Lame.
So the party is ruined by people being freaked out by pagan things. Again, check out our Halloween episode, our Valentine's Day episode.
Truly.
Like,
all of these like
guys.
nice things. Just why can't it just be a nice thing?
The Olympics are out for a while, and it would be another 1,500 years before the games would rise again. Cut to the 1800s. There was this guy, his name's Baron Pierre de Coubertin of France. He was dedicated to the promotion of physical education, and he became inspired by the idea of creating a modern Olympics after visiting the Olympic site
Okay.
in Greece. He was like, why don't we do this again?
Yeah.
So the first games was hosted in Athens in 1896. They're like, let's go back to the motherland. The games brought together 14 nations and 241 athletes who competed in 43 events. The competing countries were, and I added this a few times, it's not 14, so there's like a few missing, but we have Australia, Austria, Bulgaria, Chile, Denmark, France, Germany, Great Britain, Greece, and the United States, which I forget. I forget that we have listeners that don't live in America.
This episode's for you guys.
Yeah, so all these countries came together to compete. Over 65% of the competing athletes were Greek. So it's like very off even from the beginning.
And they're probably like they're like so cocky about it. They're like, this is art. Like we started this.
Which I also would gatekeep if I was Greek.
I would be like, none of you matter.
Yeah, exactly. And also it makes sense because thinking about traveling in the 1800s,
How do you get?
I mean, the fact that America even got over there, like,
Jesus,
congrats,
you have to go
guys.
far.
You really do. At these games, the United States won the most gold medals, 11, while the host nation, Greece, won the most medals overall with 47. But, like, the U.S. showed up and they were like, we are here, we're queer, and we're ready to party.
Damn,
I know.
you know that, yeah. So they're like, this is our thing now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's so America.
It's so America.
So true. So the marathon was added. This was the first year that the marathon was added to the Olympics, which, like, running the marathon at the Olympics is crazy.
So I just found out that the marathon it's 26.2. And that's because someone died at that mark. Right?
I don't know.
And like that's why, because that's like the longest someone could go without like dying.
Well, so the origins of the marathon was added in honor of the run of Phidippides, who was this guy who ran to tell the Spartans that the Persians were landing at Marathon, whatever Marathon was, in Athens in 490 BCE. So the marathon we know today, Tess is right, is 26.2 miles. The original distance that oh my God, this name, all these names, Phidippides covered may have been 300 miles that he ran in 4 days.
No. Like probably like barefoot.
Barefoot.
Like, naked.
According to some stories, after reaching his destination and making his announcement, Phidippides promptly collapsed and died.
Well, no kidding. Like, was it worth it?
No. 300 miles in 4 days.
Like you're not probably eating anything or drinking water.
Think about the terrain that you're running on. And he probably was barefoot.
It makes me anxious.
Same.
When a marathon started at the Olympics, how long was it?
26.2.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
But I don't know why. Apparently, I guess someone died also
Maybe.
at 26.2.
You guys let us know.
Do your homework.
Yeah, please.
We haven't asked you guys to do that in a while. So the 1896 Olympics go so well. Like, people love it. It's such a success. They're like, let's do it again in 4 years and let's do it in Paris.
Chic.
which is where our Olympics are this year as well. And this time, let's add the girlies to the mix.
Wait, what year?
1900.
Okay, okay. But wasn't it something like they could only do...
Yes. Tess, are you an Olympics historian?
I'm just like, it's all coming back to me.
Yes. Okay. So women were allowed to compete this year. However, they were only allowed to compete in 5 sports: tennis, sailing, croquet, equestrian events, and golf. It is croquet, not croquet, right?
Croquet. It's croquet.
And is this the one where you hit it like golf, or is this the one that has like tennis?
Croquet. Oh, that's badminton?
Oh, that's okay. You're right.
Croquet is like what they play on Roni, where they go to London.
It's the rich sport.
It's so rich.
I mean, all of these are very tennis, sailing.
So yeah, all the girlies are just like,
Yeah.
they probably have to wear like long skirts.
So follow us at Right Answers Mostly on Instagram and at TikTok. We have pictures posted. It's so crazy to see what these women are wearing as they're like, competing in sports.
Are the men still fucking naked?
Oh, I wish. No, just kidding. No, the men have put clothes on now.
Okay.
The first female Olympic champion was Charlotte Cooper. She was a British tennis player who also won Wimbledon 5 times. Tess, out of a total of 997 athletes, only 22 were women.
Damn. And how did they like get in? They just had to be like really good?
I
Or,
guess
like,
so.
Do you think not a lot of women? Do you have to like audition?
You do, like, there's the Olympic trials,
Oh, yeah.
which I assume, like, they had to do back then. As I think people, would you call it auditioning if you're trying out?
Yeah, sorry guys. You know that I'm not really sporty. This is the only world I know.
I think it's like trying out.
Okay, trying out.
Yes, but I think that you would have to, like, qualify.
Yeah.
And there probably wasn't that many women, like, athletes back then.
Yeah, probably not.
I think
they're
when
like, God, who has the time? It's been
I
exhausting.
think when my mom was in high school, women weren't even allowed to play sports still. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, like, they didn't have, women were allowed to play sports, but they didn't have, my mom's not from, like, the 1700s, but they didn't have, like, women's sports teams. Like, they didn't have, like, a try. Like, she was born before this time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it's just crazy to think about how far we've come.
Yeah, that's true. And, you know, growth.
Female participation in Olympic Games has increased dramatically. 48.9% of the athletes at the 2020 Tokyo Games were women, as opposed to 23% at the 1984 Los Angeles Games and just 13% at the 1964 Tokyo Games.
Damn,
So
that's
there's
like
been
huge growth.
Huge growth. I mean, the fact that in 2020, almost half the athletes were women. So after Paris, the Olympics make their way over to the US of A.
What's the first city?
You want to guess?
Give me a hint.
It's not where you would expect.
Is it Midwest?
Oh, yes. Think Andy Cohen.
It's, oh my God. Is my brain okay today?
It's St. Louis.
God damn it. Okay. I wouldn't have gotten there.
So we go straight to the Midwest, which is so random, but I actually think that St. Louis, because it's in 1904, I think it was like a bustling city. It actually didn't do so well, which makes sense because all the other countries are coming from across the pond. Yeah. So out of the 650 athletes, 580 were American. The winner of the marathon that year, Tess, was later disqualified upon discovery of a photograph of him riding in a car during the race. So he like split off from the group, hopped in a car. And someone that must have had like, I mean, cameras were hard to come by, but luckily someone was there.
Wow, these aren't being like recorded.
No.
But still, like you think, that someone would be like, did you guys see that guy?
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, riding in a car, like that's definitely one way.
Yeah,
to
so
cheat.
that is, there's a cheating example. So I guess people you come up with anything you can.
And in 1904, hurdler George Pogue became the first African American to win an Olympic medal, which hurdling it's crazy to me when people do that. And he was not wearing shoes. All the other athletes were, and he was not. And yet he still wins gold.
Wow.
3 golds. Crazy. So George Pogue was the first African American to win an Olympic medal. Countless other African American Olympic medalists followed, including Wilma Rudolph. She was the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in a single set of Olympic Games in 1960.
Okay.
Can't imagine him winning one. And then Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin, becoming the first American in track and field history to do so in a single Olympics. But despite his accomplishments and continued success, Jesse Owens faced humiliating treatment throughout his career as he later recounted, quote, "When I came back to my native country, I couldn't ride in the front of the bus. I had to go to the back door. I couldn't live where I wanted. I wasn't invited to the White House to shake hands with the president," end quote. Like, it's just so crazy that he's like going, and we'll talk about the 1936 Olympics in a second, but like he's showing up for his country, but his country's not showing up for him.
Oh my God. That's
can't even imagine.
Very heartbreaking.
The Olympic Games in Stockholm in 1912 were the first to include competitors from all 5 continents representing the Olympic rings. So that's what the rings. We've had that for a trivia question before.
Oh yeah, we have a couple times.
A couple times. It's such like a nice one.
You have to reuse the good ones.
Exactly.
You know?
So the Olympic rings stand for the continents. It was also the year that women made their debut in swimming events. So Tess, you could have competed in 1912.
Oh, the year of the Titanic.
Wow, ironic that women could be in swimming events during that year.
Wow,
too.
That is upsetting.
It's a heavy statement, you know what I mean? It is a heavy statement. But Tess, let's get into the Winter Olympics, which I know you are wanting to talk about. But first, we're going to take a quick break, and then we will be right back. All right, we're back to your bread and butter. The Winter Olympics. They're like, let's add more sports. Like, let's add figure skating and ice hockey. Then in 1925, we get our first Winter Olympics.
Oh, it's just so chic. It's cozy. It's give me like, some hot cocoa.
Yeah, I'm just not the biggest snow girl.
I know you were saying that when I was like, I want you to go on Winter House.
I know.
Guys, if you have any connections, we want to put Claire on Summer House.
That's Bravo's version of Winter and Summer Olympics, Summer House and Winter House.
That's how I know.
So the original 5 Winter Olympic sports were bobsleigh, right? Bobsledding? That's what I thought it was.
Bobsledding.
Bobsleigh. We're right there.
Bobsleigh?
It's definitely bobsleigh.
Oh my God.
Curling.
Curling. Curling. Why are all these sound so weird? They're just such interesting words.
They
I guess
are.
They sound like how they look.
Yeah, curling. Yeah, it does. Did you ever see Cool Runnings?
Of course.
I never did.
It's such a good like 90s kid movie. Oh,
yes.
It's fun.
Well, I'm glad we brought that up because if you guys don't know, it's with the Jamaica team, I think.
Yes.
And it was bobsleighing.
Bobsleigh.
I think that's what they did. Okay, Cool Runnings is what bobsleigh was.
Okay, she was right.
Bobsleighs. So that's that. We also have ice hockey, Nordic skiing, which includes cross country and all this other stuff, and skating, which includes figure skating and speed skating. That's Apollo Ono is speed skating, right?
Speed skating is so cool.
Those booties must be insane.
You are just in a squat
the whole time
for hours.
Yeah, the thighs and the tushes
create like rocks.
Rocks.
Just like tap on it.
Exactly. So let's talk about some canceled Olympics. So since the opening of the first modern Olympic Games in 1896, they have only been canceled 3 times. Do you want to guess what for?
War?
Yeah.
Was it?
I think it's just war, actually.
It's just like, and more war?
And more war. So it was canceled once during World War II and twice during World War II. It was canceled once during World War I and then twice during World War II.
Okay.
It was delayed in 2020 for COVID. Right. But
yeah, I mean, I guess war is really going to put a, damper in that, especially a world war.
Definitely.
Can't really get everyone together to come peacefully.
It wasn't even like the old Greek days, not even for Zeus.
No, not for anyone at that point.
Not for anyone. So then the 1920 games in Belgium were the first in which a nation was actively disinvited. So Germany was blamed for starting World War I. And even though the country was in a new government, everyone was like, no, you need to sit in a corner and think about what you did.
Like, we don't trust you anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And you're the reason why all this hell broke out.
Damn.
So Germany was not allowed at that Olympics. 20 years after the canceled games in 1916, Germany was again due to host the Olympics in 1936, this time under the Nazi flag. Isn't that crazy to think about?
That is crazy.
So in America, a coalition of Jewish and Catholic groups called on the U.S. Olympic Committee to boycott the games. So people knew that bad things were happening, and obviously like the Nazi army was forming and stuff, but people didn't realize what was actually happening yet.
Yeah.
So they were like, we should ban this, but it was ignored by the committee president, Avery Brundage, who was like obsessed with Germany. He was like a what is it called? Germanophile? It's like a Francophile. He was like obsessed with Germany.
So he's like, we shouldn't boycott it?
So he was like, we're going to Olympics.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So they do. And the 1936 Berlin Games were allowed to go amidst a Nazi regime. And they were intent on using the Olympics to demonstrate Hitler's theories of racial superiority.
It's disgusting that it had like a platform and the other countries were like, yeah,
Oh,
let's do it.
Not only did it have a platform, this was the first games that were televised.
Great.
I know. So like everyone is seeing this now.
But do you think in a way though that then people were like, oh God, we should really like fear him and like like it gave more light to like his evilness? Or no?
I don't think so. I wish that were the case.
Yeah.
But Hitler was like, Germans are the best athletes and I want to host and show you guys that. And he ended up looking really fucking stupid.
I was just going to say, did they like lose tremendously?
Jesse Owens, who we talked about earlier, the African-American track and field star, famously proved Hitler wrong, taking home 4 gold medals. And in a lesser-known victory, India's underdog field hockey team also crushed the Germans 8-1 in the men's finals.
We love to see it.
We love to see it. I don't even think that Germany won that many medals that year. And you will see it's crazy, this picture on our carousel of Jesse Owens receiving his gold medal and standing on like the #1 platform. And there's a German athlete doing the Hail Hitler sign right next to him.
Who was the president at this time in America?
Was it FDR yet?
Because it was 36? Then probably. What a dark time.
Well, in 1940, World War II happens. We're not going to have those Olympics.
Yeah.
They were scheduled to be held in Japan, which was the first non-Western country to host the games, but Japan forfeited its rights in 1937 when it went to war with China. And then the 1940 games were rebooked for Helsinki, Finland, but it was canceled in 1939 with Hitler's invasion of Poland.
Guys, this is just another reason. War is not the answer. We want to watch the Olympics.
Yes!
We want to like have some fun, get together with your friends.
You're ruining this for all of us.
Like literally.
It was supposed to be held in London in 1944, and then it was canceled. God, the World War II just like
went on
and
on and on.
Can you imagine living through both those world wars? Like World War I, you're like, I can't believe that happened. This will never happen again.
Oh my God.
And then ding dong.
Ding dong.
It's awful.
Wow, it's like your greatest nightmare like coming true again.
Exactly. London eventually hosted the games in 1948, and Germany and Japan were banned from participating because, again, you got to sit in the corner and think about what you did.
Right.
Thank God that's all over with. But I thought it was important to mention the Special Olympics.
Oh, good. I was hoping that we talk about it.
So the Special Olympics is the world's largest sports organization for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. They provide year-round training and activities to 5 million participants in the United States with partners in 172 countries.
Wow.
Guess who started the Special Olympics?
Betty Ford.
No, but in that world, Tess, that's actually a great... Listen to our Betty Ford episode. Eunice Kennedy Shriver. Patrick Schwarzenegger's grandma,
Whoa.
Maria Shriver's mom, JFK's sister. What a way to explain her.
It is a small little world in history, isn't it?
It is. So a Kennedy started the Special Olympics.
Oh, that's so cool.
She believed that people with disabilities should have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else. She founded the Special Olympics to positively change attitudes towards people with disabilities. So in June 1963, she started a day camp called Camp Shriver for children with intellectual and physical disabilities at her home in Potomac, Maryland.
Candace,
listen to this episode? Real Housewives of Potomac.
Call us.
The camp sought to address the concern that children with disabilities had very little opportunity to participate in organized athletic events. So it grew from this day camp to eventually becoming the first Special Olympic Games, which were held on July 20th, 1968 at Soldier Field in Chicago. About 1,000 athletes from the U.S. and Canada took part in the one-day event. And then it expands. In 1972, saw 10 nations send athletes. And then in 1988, the Special Olympics were officially recognized by the International Olympics Committee. The first games outside the U.S. were the Winter Games of 1993 in Salzburg, Austria.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we love that. But now, shall we talk about some scandals?
Let's talk about the drama.
Let's talk about the drama of the Olympics.
Who had sex with who? Who did drugs?
Is there any scandals that come to mind with the Olympics for you?
God, why am I thinking of like steroids? But that's we have a steroids episode.
do, guys. We do have a whole episode on steroids, which we have talked about one of these, but it is a different Ram episode. Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding.
Oh, of course.
That is one
God,
of
how could I forget?
the biggest Olympic scandals. We have a whole episode on the Tonya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan scandal, but just to skim over it.
Yes.
In 1994, Nancy Kerrigan was clubbed at the U.S. Figure Skating Championship shortly before the Games. She actually goes on to win silver that year for the Olympics, but Tonya Harding's ex-husband, Jeff Galooly, how do we say his name? Galooly. I think it's Galooly. He served time in prison for his role in the attack, along with bodyguard Sean Eckhart, and hitman Shane Stant, and one driver, Derek Smith. And Tonya Harding was eventually banned from the U.S. Figure Skating Association for life after she pleaded guilty to hindering the prosecution.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Why is not great?
Why? It's just a class. I mean, it's poor Nancy.
I think that, to me, I'm like, that must be the biggest Olympic scandal.
I mean, like, truly, it's like she was trying to break, whoever it was. Allegedly. Was trying to break Nancy Kerrigan's legs.
Yeah.
Like, that is crazy.
And it's just also crazy that they didn't, and she goes on to win silver. Guys, it's a favorite episode of mine, so go check it out for sure.
It's a fun one. And like, God, when you win silver, do you think you're just like, does this matter at all? Do you think like the athlete, like, perception of winning silver is like, I failed?
Yes. I think that athletes can be so, I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm like, the fact that you're even at the Olympics, whether you get a medal or not, is crazy.
I know.
But I don't know.
You must just get into the mentality of like,
if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
Which, God.
But if you did just get your leg like bashed in and then getting silver, I guess that's pretty good. But then she's probably like, I could have got gold.
Right. If like I weren't recovering from this.
Yeah.
Emotionally and physically.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
In 2000, there was a Chinese gymnast that she falsified her age during the competition. Her registration suggested that she was 17 years old when she was actually just 14 at the time.
Oh, damn. That's kind of iconic. She's like, you know what? I got to get in there.
I just got to go.
Can you not go at 14?
I guess there was an age limit at that point, but this happened, I think, twice with the Chinese gymnast team, that they were sending in girls who were actually 14 and just saying they're older. Jesus. If you've seen the Benchwarmers, which I don't think that you have.
Who's in the Benchwarmers?
Napoleon Dynamite. What is his name?
Oh, yeah. I've never seen that movie.
Oh my God, with the birth certificate where he's like, I am 12. It gets that energy for sure. Do you remember Ryan Lochte's scandal?
Oh yeah, he was like hot, right?
Ryan Lochte, I think is hot, but I think he's a dodo, which sometimes is nice.
Lights are on.
Nobody is home. But man, can he swim.
He had a moment.
So he admitted to over-exaggerating about a gas station incident later dubbed Lochtygate. I think it's Lochtygate? God,
Yeah,
this whole episode I thought I knew what I was talking about, but turns out I don't.
I don't know either, and no
Welcome
one else
to
has to
Ram.
know. Yeah.
So what happened was that it was at the Rio Olympics, and after the Olympic Games, they went out and got like wasted, and they went to this gas station. And there's video footage, but they said that they were robbed by these guys at the gas station. What actually happened is, according to the statements by the owner, on August 18th, at the gas station, they broke a soap dispenser in the bathroom, damaged a door, tore down a sign, and urinated around the premises. Security guards detained the swimmers for vandalism in the bathroom while intoxicated. And then what I think happened was that they held them back, and that the swimmers were like, we'll pay you, or that the security guards were like, you can go if you pay us some money. And then I think they probably got pissed that they had to pay money. So later they were like, we were robbed.
Okay. Of all the things that you could do after winning or after competing in the Olympics, and you're like, guys, let's go get fucked up at a gas station.
At a gas station?
I'm like, go anywhere else. Like, are you 12?
All these guys, what?
Well, I just think there's also like if you don't really get a chance to be a kid if like this is like what you're training for.
Wow.
And like a teenager and get to like, I think like after the Olympics and after they kind of have their time, they like regress a little bit.
I never even thought about it that way.
Because you must you can't drink. You probably can't you're on like a strict diet and like you don't have weekends and that kind of stuff.
And that's actually like a very sympathetic way to look at it.
Yeah, I'm just a sympathetic creature.
She's such a sympathetic creature.
But also they're just reckless and immature.
Yeah, and also
spoiled.
I'm sure that they were like, we just fucking won the Olympics. We can go do whatever we want. And so it was like really bad. Like I think the people in Rio were pissed because you're making us look like we're a town that's more dangerous than we actually are.
Well, yeah, especially for like a bunch of white kids to say that.
Not exactly.
A cute look.
Not a cute look at all. So he lost like all of his brand deals and stuff after that. And I think he wasn't like allowed to compete. I only think for like 4 months or something.
He dated a celebrity after this, didn't he?
He was on like some dating shows, I think, or something.
He was with like someone where I was like, they're kind of a hot couple.
I mean, if he seemed,
I don't feel safe. I wouldn't feel safe with him.
I would not feel safe with him at all. But like, so we play this game sometimes where like, name one straight male celebrity that you would feel safe in a room with.
Think about it. Because even if you're like, then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like every time, then you're actually like, wait, who did we say? We came up with like.
I think Jack Black I would feel safe with.
Yes, I would too.
I know there's always a moment, but you're like,
because you're like, it could go either way.
I know.
I thought I had one where I was like, felt pretty confident. And then Alice was like.
I would feel safe with Hosier. I don't know if Hosier would feel safe with me. I know. It should not be this hard.
I'd feel safe with Obama. I think so.
Yeah.
just like we can't say too much.
Yeah, we can't say too much.
They're always watching.
That's true. Obama's watching right now.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so too. That would be the
God,
ultimate.
we miss you so much.
We miss you so much. Please save us right now. Okay, with Russia, like twice, they're always doping, those Russians.
They like a little hit.
They do. And so, in a scandal that's still unfolding, I think this is actually an older article. They were, I don't want to read all that. You guys know, like they just like were caught with steroids so many times.
Oh, it was the steroids?
Yeah. And so like twice in 2 games, they were like we're banning Russia, but some Russian athletes can still compete. But like, God, if you're like, it's happening so many times.
They really like that. Yeah, I mean.
This one makes me upset. The Sha'Carri Richardson of it all, which thank God she's competing this year. She's a track star. She is incredible. So she was banned in the 2020 Olympics for marijuana. So fans were outraged after runner Sha'Carri Richardson was banned from the U.S. Olympics teams in 2021 for testing positive for marijuana, which she smoked after the recent death of her mother. So she found out that her mom died, might have had a little joint.
Are you not allowed to smoke weed if it's in your system at the Olympics?
Violation via the 2021 World Anti-Doping Code, which was also controversial because she smoked weed in a state that she was in Oregon, and that's a legal drug in Oregon.
Also, it's weed.
It's weed. Also, yeah, it's not steroids.
No, it's like literally the only drug that really makes you feel calm.
Yes, exactly. And like, I would argue that weed is a safer drug than alcohol is, but like, they're not banned from the Olympics if they have a glass of wine.
I 100% agree with you, Claire. I think it's also like proven to be safer and less dangerous and addictive than alcohol. So like, she's a Black woman too.
Exactly.
I grow tired.
It's just like, weed is not a performance-enhancing drug. Like, why is it classified under that? And the 2021...
It'd make you perform worse.
Yeah, can you imagine running as fast? She's not running as fast as she is because she's smoking weed. I'm telling you that much.
Also, like, weed is good for, like, aftercare of, like, when you're, like...
Your muscles.
Your muscles.
I personally do love getting a little high and going for a run and doing a little workout. I love dance cardio when I'm a little high.
I did it that one time. Because I was like, I'm gonna do what Claire does, and then I haven't done it since. But I did like it.
Yeah, I love working out when I'm high. If I'm hungover, getting a little high is like the only way I can do a workout sometimes. And then we're just flailing the body at that point.
I mean, I'm just laying horizontal and not moving. So God bless you.
But again, like Sha'Carri Richardson, like that, I'm so excited for her to win a gold medal, which I know she's going to because that was just so unfair.
It's just stupid.
It's so stupid. But speaking of weed, do you remember that Michael Phelps photo?
Oh, yeah, when he had the bong,
he
right?
He was ripping a bong.
God, bongs used to be so iconic and like catching celebrities. Like, do you remember like
Miley Cyrus?
Miley Cyrus. There was a bong with Mary Kate Olsen, and it was like,
shocking.
A
People
bong.
smoking weed, but Miley said she wasn't smoking weed. She was smoking whatever that's called.
Oh, hash?
It wasn't hash. It's this other thing that apparently is not marijuana, but like adjacent. But I forgot what it's called. But I mean, it was just such a scandal to see anyone. In his 2009, a British tabloid published a photo of Michael Phelps appearing to inhale from a bong.
Iconic.
The scandal didn't alter any official results, and he didn't have to give back any of his 8 gold medals that he won in Beijing, but he still had to issue an apology. It's like what that man does in his free time.
He's not doing it when he's swimming.
And even if he was, like,
he probably has.
Yeah.
Actually, that would be really nice to swim high.
Being in the water when you are high is gorgeous.
Like being in the water also like you're a little tipsy and just floating and just doing a little paddle.
Imagine these Olympic athletes all of a sudden they're just like floating while everyone else is racing.
But like it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
What's he doing these days? Did he kind of like have an acting stint or something?
I'm sure. Who doesn't?
They all did.
They all did.
do.
It's so upsetting.
It's like just stick to the sports.
But they can't. They see the money and they want it.
No, Tara Lipinski started doing acting.
She did.
She retired at like 17 and she started acting.
Well, that is also true. It's like it's a limited period in your life.
And it's like, do you want the body to keep going through that?
I don't think that you should.
And the answer is probably no.
Well, speaking of like actual doping and like drugs that are not okay, we talked about this in our steroids episode. The big one was Ben Johnson tested positive for steroids. Canada's Ben Johnson shocked the world when he tested positive for steroids, resulting in him being stripped of his gold medals for the men's 100-meter sprint at the 1988 Games.
Yeah. I mean,
well, it's just crazy from our steroids episode how many people are doing steroids right now.
This very moment, how many people do you think are like taking steroids?
So many, and there's so many
millions?
teenage boys right now.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's like easy to get, kind of.
It is. And it's just frustrating with athletes. It's just because like that is like literally your job is just to like be naturally good. You know what I mean?
I know.
And put in the work.
I know.
But let's talk about some fun stuff as we're wrapping up, shall we? Like, where are we staying? What are we wearing?
4 seasons.
Tess, you guys, look at our Instagram. I'll say it one more time, at Right Answers Mostly. I sent you a picture of the bedrooms in the Olympic Village.
Why?
So the Olympic Village, let's talk about it now. In Paris, it's on 81 acres. It's the largest single-site construction project in France. It is costing $1.85 billion to build this Olympic Village. So that's why they have cardboard.
Yeah, they're like, honestly, we can't really afford blankets after this.
It's not in the budget. In the Olympic Village, there are 3,000 apartments containing nearly 16,000 beds. That leaves enough room for both athletes and their trainers. So
I sleep in the same room with their trainer?
I guess some people do. It's like, it's too close.
There needs to be a little bit of separation.
Yeah.
It feels like a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, for sure. It's also just like, I guess if you're married, like you're not staying with your spouse that week.
Got to stay focused.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No time for dilly-dallying.
No. So each apartment contains 1 bedroom with 2 beds, which you guys will see in the picture, a small living area. Kitchens aren't included in the layout, though they are extensive dining options. Bathrooms are communal. These athletes are all sharing bathrooms. I think
imagine
never
having to like poop next to someone that you're like, imagine the embarrassment. Like if you're
none of them are pooping this week, or all of them are pooping though. I'm just saying, like, it's bathroom scare. Like, I'm sure they are actually pooping, but
I
it's
was like, do athletes not poop when they're trying to like? I was like, is this?
No, they're healthy athletes. They're probably
so regular.
The most regular people. Oh, that plumbing system's better be in check in Paris.
Oh my God.
I know. So communal bathrooms. So they're trying to make this facility eco-friendly. So even the furniture is eco-friendly. Mattresses are made with reused materials, while stools and bed frames are constructed out of cardboard, making them easily recyclable. You guys, when you see the pictures of these beds and these world-class athletes are having to sleep on this.
I would bring a mattress topper, a Tempur-Pedic mattress topper.
They must have to.
But that's so fucked up because you're not going to sleep well, then you're not going to perform well. Like, sleep is so important.
Sleep is the most important, especially for these people. And it's like, they're like, Who needs it?
That's actually like really great. Wow. So you're not paid and then you have to sleep on like cardboard.
You have to really love the game. It's so, and also like athletes are so different. Like a little gymnast is so different than like a shot put person. Like I can't imagine those people sleeping on these beds.
Some of them can't fit on them, I bet too.
There's no way. Well, they say it can hold, the beds can hold up to 500 pounds, but I'm like, sure, Jan. Cardboard? There's no way.
What are the dining options like, you think?
So, about 40,000 meals will be prepared each day in the Olympic Village. I mean, these people can eat.
You got to get that protein.
You've got
a
to.
carb load.
So a large canteen sits 3,500 people and features a rotating menu that meets the dietary and nutrition requirements of all athletes and staff. That's a lot of them probably have very specific diets too.
Jesus, it's just like meat.
French, Mediterranean, Asian, and Afro-Caribbean cuisine will be served.
Yum.
Yep, grab-and-go options are also available. Grab-and-go options are also available in the event that athletes don't have time for a sit-down meal, which I doubt very many people are like sitting in the canteen eating.
Do you have to pay for it yourself?
Surely that is like provided for them.
Let's hope so.
But
they seem stingy.
You would hope so. I don't think that the ground floor of most of this is going to make you panic.
Oh, God.
The ground floor of most of the buildings in the village are equipped with air conditioning, though the athlete apartments will use geothermal cooling systems. They don't have AC in these rooms.
In Paris in the middle of summer?
They have shitty beds. It's worse than a dorm room.
At least your dorm room has AC. Did my dorm have AC?
I'm shook. I have no idea. So they don't actually like have air conditioning.
My dorm didn't have AC.
That is torture.
I'm just remembering, but we also lived in San Francisco. Did your guys' dorms have AC?
I know, but like all these like people that don't have AC in their apartments in Santa Monica because they're like, oh, it's by the ocean. No, we don't live in a world like that anymore.
Maybe back in the 1950s.
Truly, but not now. Like, it's
also,
so hot.
Unless you're like literally like 2 feet away from the ocean.
Yeah. Okay. Well, some countries, including the United States, will provide portable air conditioners and fans to athletes.
Good job, United States. At least, nice to be courteous, I guess.
It's just
that's
so crazy. In the Olympic Village, there's a shopping mall called the Village Plaza, which has a hair salon, a grocery store, a bank, a post office, and a 24-hour, post office, Adrian. 24-hour fitness center. Which is where they work out. No alcohol is allowed on the premises. Nope. No alcohol. They said, they're like, there's a bar, but there's no alcohol. But people can just come and have fun and chat without alcohol. Come on.
Yeah, no thanks.
It is like a dorm, kind of. Like, I would bring my own.
Is it co-ed?
It is co-ed.
So you could be next to...
Well, funny that you say co-ed, but also maybe not co-ed because, yes, condoms are distributed to athletes in the Olympic Village.
What brand?
Great question.
Do you think they make their own? Like they put like little rings on it?
They should do a brand deal with a condom thing. Oh, with the rings.
Yes. It's actually kind of perfect because
different kind
doesn't a
of
condom
Olympic rings
look like a ring?
It does. So they originally started passing out condoms at the 1988 Seoul Olympics to raise awareness for HIV and AIDS. And they say that's still why they pass out condoms now is to promote safe sex and raise awareness of AIDS. They're like, you're not supposed to use these condoms here. You're supposed to take them home. And
right, because it's not accessible to anywhere that these athletes are. They're like, thank God we got them here.
Yeah, but also like looking at these beds, I'm like, I wouldn't.
So do you think they hook up?
I hope so. Why not?
Or do you think they're so focused?
I think that they probably are so focused, but they're just humans after all.
But yeah, imagine like being next to, you're just like, holy shit.
I mean.
But also no one's drinking.
Well, they're not drinking at the village. Like they can go off and do whatever they want.
They're allowed to leave.
Yeah, God. I was just like, are they stuck here? I know that's how it feels. They're allowed to go do whatever they want. They're just like, it is like a dorm. Like you're allowed to leave. You're just not supposed to have like alcohol there and like your sleeping situation is pretty miserable. So I feel like some of them have to be hooking up.
Yeah.
Like all these world-class hot athletes together. What a waste if you're not.
That's so true.
I hope for all of us. If there's an Olympic athlete listening to this, I hope that you're getting yours.
You probably have to like sign something saying you never did, but I know you did.
We know you did. And we love that.
Yeah.
So the 2024 Paris Olympics plan to distribute 300,000 condoms, including 200,000 condoms for men and 20,000 condoms for women.
Why not that many to women?
I guess it's like the men are the ones with that need, like with
Me
the
too.
equipment.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? And then 10,000, what are oral dams?
Oh, Claire, let me explain to you an oral dam from what I remember.
What are they?
They
10,000 of them are being distributed.
I'm dying.
What are they?
They are like imagine like saran wrap,
Okay.
and you're supposed to like stretch it, and then if you're going down on, if you're performing oral sex on a woman, you put that on her privates, and you
What?
do it with that
That's
barrier.
a thing? Because it like prevents like STDs?
You mean you never used those before?
No, I've never used an oral dam before.
No, I never have either, and I don't know anyone that has. I
Can
think
you
it's
like actually feel anything, do you think?
you can. I mean, not like guys, I actually haven't used one. I imagine that you can because imagine
Something's happening.
if something's happening, something's happening.
Something's happening. Friction, you know?
Friction, and it's a sensitive area.
That is true.
Ladies, am I right?
10,000 of them. So they really are promoting safe sex there.
Dental dam.
We appreciate that.
I've not heard that for so long.
I had never heard
I
it before
remember
in my life.
living skills teacher just bringing one out during sex ed and just like stretching it and being like, "This is a dental dam," and everyone's like,
Just a little gasp from everyone.
like, why?
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you learned that in sex education. I had sex education in Arkansas, so I'm pretty sure they were just like abstinence.
It was like the Mean Girls. Like, everyone takes some rubbers
You will have sex and die.
and die.
And die. But
Did
not
they tell you abstinence?
probably.
Are they allowed to say that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like what they're promoting down there, down south. Yeah. Damn. Hey, guess what? That's not realistic. But anyways, 14,250 athletes are expected to stay at the village. So this is enough for almost 2 condoms per athlete per day of the game.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
So get yours.
Condoms are fueling the Olympic
The
Games.
Olympics.
Fueling
Seriously.
the economy, actually.
See, if I were an athlete, I'd be like, how much money did we spend on those? And can we put that into my betting?
yeah, like I can also just like not have sex or
Yeah.
raw
Or do
dog.
it my-
I'd rather get some money.
See, don't you guys want us to be covering the Olympics this year? This is what you could have. Be like, I wonder if they hooked up yet.
Yeah, and just like, did they use a condom or not?
Yeah, did they or not?
No, guys, always wrap it up. Always wrap it up. You know how we feel about this.
Yeah, wrap that
STDs
up.
are
Preventable.
preventable.
Yeah, exactly. So besides condoms, what are they wearing? As for what athletes will be wearing, Ralph Lauren has once again stepped up to dress Team USA for the opening and closing ceremonies.
It is so chic. There's nothing more American.
Than Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren, nothing more American than Ralph Lauren, which I love that all these athletes, like, they're just going to be looking so
Didn't
good.
Skims do it 4 years ago?
Well, Tess, Skims is the official underwear and loungewear for the team again. And they did it before and they did it again. Kimberly Noel
Noelle.
Kardashian.
You are a damn good business
Woman. That is crazy that Skims, which I'm wearing a Skims bralette right now.
Are you?
Yeah, not sponsored, but please call us.
Please.
That they are, yes, the official loungewear and underwear for the Olympic teams.
Good for Kimberly.
Good.
We're not happy with her this season, but good for Kimberly.
The devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder.
Literally.
God, that's
She's in the Olympics.
That's crazy.
She's everywhere.
That's crazy. So yeah, Skims, they're doing that. Nike, meanwhile, will provide uniforms for athletes on the U.S. track and field and basketball teams.
Does Nike always do it?
I think I think for track and field and for basketball, because Allison Felix, I know, is like a big track star, and I always associate her with Nike.
Damn.
Yeah. This year, the Olympic Games consist of 35 sports, 30 disciplines, and 408 events. So a discipline, like a sport, would be like skating, and a discipline would be like ice skating or like speed skating and stuff. So we have some new sports this year. Breakdancing will be included for the first time in the Olympics. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. We're going to be up there shaking that thing.
That's so fun.
I know. Isn't that fun? Cheerleading, they tried to get it in, and it didn't make it, and it also didn't qualify for Los Angeles in 4 years.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Cheerleading is, you're flying.
You are
with the
like,
help of another woman.
There's a truly,
Or
man. Like, truly, the stunts where a man just holds up one of the women by his hand.
Justice for cheerleaders.
Justice for cheerleaders. That's crazy. And they should be allowed in there. So the sports of surfing, skateboarding, and sports climbing, they made their debut in Tokyo and they will be back. If skateboarding can be in the Olympics, cheerleading should be able to be in the Olympics.
Feels sexist.
It does, doesn't it?
It just does.
Also, how fun would it be to watch cheer for the Olympics?
I would watch that. I mean, to talk about how I could start watching Summer Olympics more.
Oh, my God. No kidding.
Please.
We need you, cheer. We need you because Tess needs to watch the Summer Olympics.
I do. I'll start.
So karate made a historic Olympic debut at the Tokyo Games, but its inclusion was short-lived. They're like, we don't need that anymore.
They're like, nah, kind of give us the ick.
So literally. So karate's not in this. It gave us the ick for real, though. So karate's not in the Summer Olympics.
It's only white men doing karate that really is.
Of course.
It just does make you feel a certain way sometimes. Karate.
Didn't Giselle, Bunchkin or whatever her name is, isn't she having an affair with her karate instructor or something?
That's right. When she was married.
With Tom Brady, I think.
God, so many celebrities have affairs with like their
karate instructor, Elvis and Lisa Marie Presley. That was that, too.
My God.
I know.
Something about it.
Something about karate. So that's what we're playing. I mean, there's a ton of other sports, too, but those are the ones that stood out to me. Let's wrap things up with some records. Overall, the United States has 2,655 Summer Olympic medals, the most by any country by a wide margin.
Wow. Oh, the U.S.?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Again,
we are sporty. We're sporty spice.
We are sporty. And think about, we are also, such a large country with so many different terrains that, you can do so many different sports here.
That's so true.
You
think
know?
about, even in California.
Yeah.
You can pretty much do anything.
Exactly.
You can rock climb, you can surf, you can snowboard, you can ice skate.
All in one day.
If you want to.
You'll be exhausted, but you can.
Go for it.
Yep. So, do you know who the most decorated Olympian is of all time? We have talked about this person in this episode.
Ryan.
Michael Phelps.
Oh, that's what I meant. God damn it.
You're like one of those swimmers.
Yeah, he's damn.
He's won 28 medals in swimming between 2004 and 2016. Of Michael Phelps' 28 medals, 23 of them are gold for an Olympic record that has never been broken.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Yeah, Ryan Lochte is actually second among American men with 12 medals. 3 female swimmers, Jenny Thompson, Dara Torres, and Natalie Coughlin, currently share the lead among American female medal winners with 12 each.
Damn.
And I just wanted to shout out our gym team because I love our gym team always, and I feel like they are the pride of the USA Olympics,
Yes, they really are.
And this year it's Simone Biles, Jade Carey, Suni Lee, Hesley Rivera, and Jordan Childs.
We are rooting for you, girls.
We are, with alternates Leanne Wong and Jocelyn Robertson. The Olympics are upcoming this Friday, not this Friday, but Friday, July 26th through Sunday, August 11th, and that is the history of the Olympics.
She's a news reporter. She's NBC.
It was a weird episode.
It was fun. I had fun.
We got there towards the end.
I had fun.
Yeah, but so that's the history. So when you're watching that, you're just going to know that there's a lot behind there.
I mean, it's a lot to cover, Claire.
There's a lot to cover. We went to the BC.
We've been everywhere.
We have been everywhere here. And sorry if you're, in London or Australia or Germany, wherever you guys listen. But, we let us have this moment of USA pride because it's not going to last long.
It's been a tough week.
It's been a tough.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It always is.
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
It's just a little crazy these days.
Yeah.
It is. But I'm excited to root for the USA for the Olympics.
Yes. Yeah, we should have a little watch party or something.
I'll be in Arkansas literally the whole time.
I keep forgetting.
I know.
Claire's leaving me for 2 weeks.
I know. But hey, I will support from afar.
That was great, Claire.
Well, thanks, guys. If you like this episode, please share it on social media. It makes such a difference for us. Send it to your friends.
Send it to every single person you know.
Please.
And we love you guys.
We love you. Join our premium. You get 2 bonus episodes a month and our whole back catalog. It's in the show notes. And we'll be back next week with a really fun one.
We've mentioned it a few times in this episode.
We absolutely have. We're staying sporty.
Sporty spice. Stick around.
Goodbye.
Bye.